Hi everyone, hope you're all doing well. It's Verity here from inkybutterfly.wordpress.com. Thank you for joining me today. And we are making this card today. I don't know where I thought about these colours. I think we had a discussion in our team group about combos for Night of Navy, and I think people were generally throwing some ideas into the pan. And Night of Navy is an interesting, I mean, it's beautiful. I mean, oh, my friend Janice absolutely adores Night of Navy. But in the Stampin' Up colour families, it does sit in the neutrals family, and it does pretty much go with anything you want to put together. So I've gone with hot pink and yellow today, and we're going to recreate this card. So it's crushed curry is the yellow that I've picked. Really nice mustardy kind of colour. Magenta Madness, one of the new in colours for this year. Really lovely vibrant pink, and then of course we've got the matching Night of Navy ink as well. Okay, the stamp set is Lovely You, which is just lovely, isn't it, really? And you can see we've just picked out a couple of the images, and let's cheer you up, because let's face it, the world's going a little bit crazy right now, isn't it? So let's have some cheer in the place. So that's what we're going with. Well, we're going to recreate it pretty much as is. I don't know whether... should we see what the flowers look like the other way around? Just for the sake of it. Regular card base. If you've not caught my channel before, you won't know that I cut my own card bases from the A4 cardstock. Okay, if it's a white cardstock card base, I will use the thick Whisper White for that, but the colour cardstock is brilliant. And this is a sheet of A4 that's been sliced lengthways at 4 1/8 of an inch, and then creased at 5 7/8 of an inch. Now, some of you are going to want that in metric, and I don't know what metric is unless I look on here. So 4 1/8 of an inch is approximately 10.5 centimetres, and 5 7/8 of an inch is about 14.9 centimetres. Okay, so if you do need the metric measurement for that, I've got something on that. The card layer, so I'm going to keep this out because if you want the metric, okay, so it's 3 3/4 or 9.5. Is that 3 3/4? Yeah, and the length is 5.5, or pretty much smack on 14 centimetres, and my Whisper White layer is 3 5/8 of an inch, which is about 9.2 centimetres, and then we've got 5 3/8, which is about 13.6. Well, it sits right between 13.6 and 13.7, so that's approximately what the measurements are if you were looking for the metric. So, like I say, I work in Imperial, it just makes more sense to me. Card base ready to go, layers ready to go. Okay, so what we're going to do is just die cut our sentiment. I have already stamped this just quickly in Night of Navy ink onto some white cardstock. I'm just going to use my magnetic cutting platform to position that die over the top of that sentiment, so that we can then run that through the machine. Fantastic, absolutely fantastic, the magnetic platform, highly recommend it. So it goes through so smoothly as well, and I would say cutting with this is smoother than cutting on your regular. This is the smallest stitched circle from the Stitched Shapes dies. Okay, and just look at the detail you get in there. Isn't that just fab? Really fab. Cuts beautifully. Okay, right, that's one side. All fingers and thumbs. So that's ready to go. So now we just need to stamp our sentiments in position. What we want to do is get some dimensionals on the back of that ready as well. So I'm just going to get a couple of the large dimensionals to put on the back of that. So it's ready. Just like that. Just like that. Love dimensionals. It's not going to be very often you will see me make a card without a dimensional. So we use the Night of Navy for the sentiments. That's done with. So the magenta was the one I did the large flowers with. I'm going to let's just see what happens if we switch that up slightly. So I'm going to use the crushed curry for the large flower. And if you haven't stamped before, okay, red rubber impression, it's all been engraved with the image, and you want to lightly tap on an ink pad, and if you turn it over you can see that it's all glistening and it's well covered. I'm just positioning that, and I'm just sort of thinking it's going to go about there. Okay, light tapping again, make sure it's all covered. Okay, and we're going to go somewhere there with this one. So straight down, firm pressure, lift it up, super duper. And then we're going to turn it around so it's facing downwards. Again, light tapping, make sure you've covered that ink pad. There's about one petal seems to be a little, here we are, and that's sort of pointing in the corner down there. Firm pressure, down, straight up, beautiful. Okay, superb products from Stampin' Up, you can't really go wrong. It's always human error. So now we'll bring in the magenta for the smaller blooms. So again, I just want to make sure that those stems aren't going to end up showing really. I think it'll look a bit odd if they, if a flower was just sort of floating outside the remit of that that circle. Yep. And then we want one something like there. So I haven't gone off the page on any of these, I've kept it within the confines of that corner of the image, of the, sorry, of the cards stock. Okay, so what I do like to do is just, before I commit to sticking anything down, I just like to have a little look at it, see how it looks before, like so. Okay, so it does give it a little bit of a different flavour, doesn't it, having the yellow come through in those larger flowers rather than the pink, but not unpleasant at all. Okay, so I think that's okay, we can start building that up. So we're going to put some tape adhesive on the back of here. This is our Stampin' Seal, fabulous strong tape runner. Okay, Stampin' Seal. Really great, easy to get loads on a roll. So I'm only about halfway through this and I've been using it pretty much full on for a couple of weeks. So, and it is my go-to adhesive, I have to say. I have my you know, my wet glue is here for particular jobs, but I do like the quick instantness, is that a word? Instantness of the tape, really. But it is entirely your preference what you prefer to work with. Liquid glue gives you sort of time to move things and wiggle them around a bit if you're not quite happy. So that's dimensionals. The couple in the middle just help to make sure the middle doesn't bend too much when the card's being handled. And dimension is a very easy way to make a card look special without necessarily adding a whole load of products to it and things. So it's a great thing to do. So I've just noticed that there's a few little raggedy bits where the trimmer's just caught slightly, and if you take one of these nail blocks and just rub it along the edge, it's enough just to knock off those little strands to give you a nice clean edge to your card. Okay, we can now add our sentiment to the middle there. Like so. Really, really easy. Very, very simple. If you can cut down your cardstock and make the layers, which is also very straightforward with the Stampin' Up paper trimmer, you can achieve this. Okay, if you haven't got a die cut machine, if you've got any kind of circle punch or any other shape punch, you can punch out the sentiments. Okay, so the next thing to do is I've added some embellishments there, these pearls, which are yellow. Now they don't come yellow, I've coloured those myself with a Stampin' Blends marker, and I brought in the pink, I brought in the yellow again for balance on the card. So the Night of Navy appeared twice, the magenta has appeared twice, but the crushed curry is only really there once, so I think we'll stick with our yellow embellishments. Now, crushed curry, the blends, the Stampin' Blends, the alcohol markers that we carry do not come in crushed curry. So you've got a choice. You can either use Mango Melody or Daffodil Delight. I use Mango Melody on those ones. Let's see what Daffodil Delight looks like. Might be a little softer. I'm going to use the brush tip, and we're just going to add colour to those pearls, and I'm going to do one of each size. It will dry quite quickly. It is alcohol based, so it'll evaporate off really, really quick. It just takes a moment, right? And then grab I use one of these pokey tool things. You could use the tip of your scissors or something like that to pick those up if you prefer. And we're going to position these here in kind of a triangle, and it just sort of guides the eye through the design. Okay, so sort of follow through into the corner. You could do the same thing. We could have coloured the rhinestones in exactly the same way as well. Again, your choice as to whether you wanted to change those up. Could have even made them blue if you like. It's entirely up to you. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed that. Please do click in the description. There'll be some quick links to the stamp sets and some other bits and pieces that I've used today. The online shop, my online shop is open 24/7, so you can shop at your convenience. Have a little scout around, see what else you might like. Please do like and subscribe. In the meantime, please do take care, and I hope to see you again soon on the channel. Okay, bye for now.